and gentlemen, the Miss World National Costume Parade.
Miss American Virgin Islands, Miss Aruba and Miss Australia.
Miss American Virgin Islands is Sandy Lewis. She's from St. Croix. She's in office administration. Miss Aruba, Margaret Bislick from Aranya Stanton. She's a salesgirl. Miss Australia, Luann Ronchi. She's from Perth. She's a model.
Miss Austria, Miss Bahamas and Miss Barbados.
Miss Austria, Heidi Pilgerstoffer, she's from Linz, she's a psychology student. Miss Bahamas, Yvette Roll from Nassau, she's in interior design. Miss Barbados, Gail Thomas from Christchurch, an insurance underwriter.
Miss Belgium, Miss Bermuda and Miss Bolivia.
Miss Belgium, Brigitte Boschant, she's from Antwerp and she's a model. Miss Bermuda, Rhonda Wilkinson from St. George, she's a secretary. Miss Bolivia, Erica Vaise from Santa Cruz, a dress designer.
Miss Brazil, Miss Canada and Miss Cayman Islands.
Miss Brazil, Adriana Oliveira from Sao Paulo, she's a TV presenter. Miss Canada, Connie Fitzpatrick from Hamilton, she's a student. Miss Cayman Islands, Thora Crichton from Georgetown, she's in sales.
Miss Chile, Miss Colombia and Miss Costa Rica.
Miss Chile, Maria Garcia from Santiago, she's a student. Miss Colombia, Angela Janiot from Bucaramanga, she's a student. Miss Costa Rica, Catalina Bloom Peña from San Jose, she's a student.
Miss Curacao, Miss Cyprus and Miss Denmark.
Miss Curacao, Yvette Del Carmen Atacho from Willemstad, she's an air hostess. Miss Cyprus, Agatha Dimitri from Pathos, she's a student. Miss Denmark, Pia Melchiorsen from Friedrichshafen, she's a student.
Miss Dominican Republic, Miss Ecuador and Miss El Salvador.
Miss Dominican Republic, Inez Delara from Santo Domingo, she's a medical student. Miss Ecuador, Mario Sol Coral from Quito, she's a language student. Miss El Salvador, Selena Lopez from San Salvador, she's a student.
Miss Finland, Miss France and Miss Gambia.
Miss Finland, Anna-Lisa Tilus from Helsinki, she's a student. Miss France, Martine Robin, she's from Paris, she's a journalist. And Miss Gambia, Mirabel Carriello from Banjul, she's a student.
Miss Germany, Miss Gibraltar and Miss Greece.
Miss Germany, Brigitte Berks from Düsseldorf is a boutique manager. Miss Gibraltar, Karina Hollins, she's a fashion sales representative. And Miss Greece, Vanna Barber from Athens is a model.
Miss Guam, Miss Guatemala and Miss Holland.
Miss Guam, Janet Clymer from Mangaleo is in communications. Miss Guatemala, Carla Aldana from Guatemala City is a bilingual secretary. And Miss Holland, Nancy Nede from Amsterdam is a model.
Miss Honduras, Miss Hong Kong and Miss Iceland.
Miss Honduras, Mertis Hyde from French Harbor is a student. Miss Hong Kong, Jonton Lekau is also a student. And Miss Iceland, Berglind Johansson from Reykjavik is a student.
Miss India, Miss Ireland and Miss Isle of Man.
Miss India Suchita Kumar from Bombay is a student and a model. Miss Ireland Olivia Tracy from Dublin is a qualified language teacher. And Miss Isle of Man Jill Armstrong is from Bradham and she's a bank clerk.
Miss Israel, Miss Italy and Miss Jamaica.
Miss Israel Iris Lucas from Raychon-les-Sion near Tel Aviv and she's a soldier. Miss Italy Federica Tersch from Milan is a model. And Miss Jamaica Jacqueline Crichton from Kingston is a student.
Miss Japan, Miss Kenya and Miss Korea.
Miss Japan Ayoko Osone from Tokyo is a student. Miss Kenya Hadeja Adam from Nairobi is a student. And Miss Republic of Korea Ji Hoo Lee from Seoul is a student.
Miss Lebanon, Miss Malaysia and Miss Malta.
Miss Lebanon Eliana Hore from Beirut is a folk dancer. Miss Malaysia Christiana Teo Pekun from Kuala Lumpur is a clerk. And Miss Malta Graciela Trevi from Getsira is a journalist.
Miss Mexico, Miss New Zealand and Miss Nigeria.
Miss Mexico Mariana Uri Stettiner from Guadalajara is a student. Miss New Zealand Barbara McDowell from Auckland is a computer operator. And Miss Nigeria Cynthia Oransiya from Lagos is a student.
Miss Norway, Miss Panama and Miss Paraguay.
Miss Norway Ingrid Martins from Oslo is studying marketing. Miss Panama Ana Luisa Seda from Panama City is a student. And Miss Paraguay Susana Eva Sutton from Encarnacion is a student.
Miss Peru, Miss Philippines and Miss Poland.
Miss Peru Gloria Loy Ifa from KU is a student. Miss Philippines Aurora Geosa Sevilla from Manila is a model. And Miss Poland Magdalena Jaworska from Warsaw is a student.
Miss Portugal, Miss Puerto Rico and Miss Singapore.
Miss Portugal Maria Correa from Lisbon is a computer programmer. Miss Puerto Rico Maria Silva from San Juan is a compere. And Miss Singapore Lee Peng Ko is a secretary.
Miss Spain, Miss Sri Lanka and Miss Swaziland.
Miss Spain Honka Rivero from Valladolid is a student of ballet. Miss Sri Lanka Bagageya Gunasinghe from Colombo is a secretary. And Miss Swaziland Bosi Motsa from Mancini is a student.
And Miss Sweden, Miss Switzerland and Miss Tahiti.
Miss Sweden Madeleine Gunnarsson from Malmo is an administrator. Miss Switzerland Sylvia Afolta from Zurich is a TV presenter. And Miss Tahiti Henari Kilian from Punavia is a secretarial student.
Miss Thailand, Miss Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Turks and Caicos.
Miss Thailand Intira Insampu from Bangkok is a student. Miss Trinidad and Tobago Ria Rambadan from Tunapuna is a student. Miss Turks and Caicos Miriam Adams from Grand Turk is a clerical officer.
Miss United Kingdom, United States of America and Miss Uruguay.
Miss United Kingdom Vivian Rourke from Bristol is a sales supervisor. The representative of the United States of America, Kelly Anderson from Clarksburg, is a student. And Miss Uruguay, Giselle Batu from Montevideo, is a university student.
And finally, Miss Venezuela, Miss Western Samoa, and Miss Yugoslavia.
Miss Venezuela, Astrid Herrera from Caracas, is a student. Miss Western Samoa, Anna Bentley from Apia, is a bookkeeper. And Miss Yugoslavia, Dinka Delic from Zenica, is a student of music.